kick it in, now it's time to begin. We're gonna get it started. Just believe in your dream and you know you can be anything you want it.
What's going on, guys? I'm the startup chauffeur and I interview inspiring startup founders. You ask questions, they answer them. Today I'm joined by Charles-Louis, founder of Silicon Luxembourg. Charles-Louis, your elevator pitch starts right now.
Hey guys, my name is Charles. I'm the founder of Silicon Luxembourg. Silicon Luxembourg was born 5 years ago. It's a media startup. We are focusing on startups only, and we are the #1 media in Luxembourg covering the startup scene. So we provide content online. We have also a print edition of Silicon magazine. We started this magazine 2 years ago. We organize events to gather all the entrepreneurs together.
You're a father of 3. How do you manage to have a healthy family life and run a successful company?
Well, I think the most important is really to be super well organized. I mean, I have also the chance to have a wonderful wife that really supports me in the Silicon Luxembourg journey. And so yes, it's really my own startup incubator at home with kids and babies. So yes, and so the most important, I guess, is really to be organized. Really, I only work from Monday to Friday, and really enjoy having a break on the weekend with the kids and family. I think I found a good way to achieve my goals with Silicon Luxembourg, and at the same time to have some fun with my kids, with my friends, and so on. I think the family support is the most important thing when you launch a company, when you launch a startup, any type of project. What's the most difficult thing when you launch a startup? I think it's to have the support of all your family and friends.
Okay, let's get straight to the questions.
How has the Luxembourg startup scene evolved since you started Silicon Luxembourg 5 years ago? #askfounders. There were only 2 incubators or even co-working spaces in the city or in the country. We were not talking that much about startups. I mean, it was really new, really a confidential, really a niche ecosystem. But I knew a few entrepreneurs and a few startups, so I really decided to set up Silicon Luxembourg to talk about those people. So really, at the very beginning, it was a side project, so I only expecting to publish maybe 1 post per month or per 2 weeks. But then I think in 3 weeks it became something really different, and a lot of people asked me to write articles, and so I also decided from day one to organize events, to organize meetups, startup apéro, and create a community around Silicon Luxembourg. And I think it's the most important thing that we achieved over the past 5 years is that now we have a startup community in Luxembourg. Can you mention 3 great moments during your journey? What would you do different if you would start all over again? #askfounders. The first great moment was when I really launched Silicon Luxembourg. It was really the first time I launched a website or a blog. So it was quite exciting, quite a great moment at that time. The second great moment happened a few weeks after, when I had my first partners, the Technoport. They decided to support the initiative, and they are now still a partner, a yearly partner, and really a great support for Silicon Luxembourg. The last one could be when I launched the print magazine, because it was really quite challenging to launch such a product. So if I have to start all over again, I would say it should not be maybe a side project at the very beginning, and maybe having a business plan from day one. So yeah, it's the 3 great moments of Silicon Luxembourg journey. What's your daily media routine? #askfounders. I'm always starting the day with some analytics, just to have more information about the traffic, about the audience on the website. So I think it's important to have like a short overview of your audience every day. and then I'm doing so much thing. I mean, writing articles, coordinating freelancers, attending events, doing some business development. There is a lot of stuff to do every day. How do you measure success, and what are your metrics? Ask founders. I measure success first with the audience of the website. Each month is a new record, so it's amazing how much the audience really evolved, both online with our newsletter, with our print magazine. The second success is, as we organize a lot of events, we have more and more people attending each events, and each time I'm super surprised because 2/3 of the participants are people I never met before. So I'm super happy we are, having new people, involved in the startup ecosystem. And of course, another metrics is of course the revenue. We now generate a good revenue each year. Which are, in your experience, the ingredients of captivating startup portrait? #AskFounders. The most important is really to tell a story. So first of all, it's also to captivate my attention to write such a portrait, or maybe being interested in the startup concept. It's all about storytelling.
How do you balance to cover successful startups and early stage startups that don't have quite that success yet?
Well, we first check if the startup has a product, as a mobile application, something concrete to show us, in order we can maybe really understand what they are doing. And of course, when we publish the article, people are then looking at the website of the startup, at the mobile application, and so on. So it's also important to have something really concrete to say to the readers, to the audience of Silicon Luxembourg.
Yeah. Can you give people or entrepreneurs out there a tip on how to approach media?
Well, so first of all, I think it's really important to understand that each media are different. So we are a media focusing only on startup news. Other media are focused maybe on business news, or on lifestyle or so on. So the most important thing is really to prepare a story regarding the media you are targeting. Then you have to get in touch with the journalist or with someone in the team. You can send us emails, call us, or maybe meet us during events, and then engage the conversation and try to explain exactly what you are doing. We receive tons of emails, so you also have to find also different ways. You can also, for example, contact Silicon Luxembourg on the social media. So it's another way to get in touch with the team. Okay. Given your experience and all the projects you have covered, what's the most critical element for a successful startup? #AskFounders. You have to have ambition when you start a company. You also have to know yourself. I mean, it's super important when you jump into entrepreneurship. It's not an easy task every day. You also have to have a plan. Over the next 2, 3, 5 years, both on personal side but also on the professional side. I mean, it's super important. It's super rare that you have a startup that works from day one. I mean, it takes some time. It took us really 5 years to really have Silicon Luxembourg, and Silicon Luxembourg is today what it is, but it took us 5 years just to be at that level. Having a plan, knowing yourself, having ambition, having a good storytelling, really focus on networking as well. Get new contacts and really ask people. It's the most important thing. It's really ask your friends, your partners, your clients, anyone, because they are your best ambassadors, and so you can really go faster with their feedback as well. So this is the most important thing when you launch something. Don't think you are alone. You have tons of people around you that could really be super helpful. Have you never thought of launching another business besides Silicon Luxembourg? Why or why not? #AskFounders. For now, I'm really focused on my idea, on Silicon Luxembourg, on building a real media. I mean, it's first of all, it's really super challenging, and I'm really fond of media since a while, and startups too. So, I mean, today it's really my main project. But of course, I'm, attending many events, and I receive many pitch deck from companies, and I'm really looking around what's going on the startup scene. So of course I see many ideas, and of course I'm thinking about also new ideas. But today I'm really focused on Silicon Luxembourg. Maybe after Silicon Luxembourg, of course, I could launch something else. But yes, we have so many ideas, but for now it's only Silicon Luxembourg. How did you manage to take an old concept, magazines, and make it successful in the digital world? Okay, that one I like it very much, because it was really a real challenge 2 years ago, July 2016, when I launched the first edition of Silicon magazine. I did a try with another media in Luxembourg with a few editions of another magazine, but I think, yeah, when I started, I said, okay, just why not bringing the print magazine into the digital world? In Luxembourg, magazines are really popular. It's a real great product, and you can also generate a good revenue with print magazine in the country. What people like is when you share stories, when you feature the entrepreneurs, when you highlight what's going on in Luxembourg. And I think with Silicon Luxembourg, we really took care of having a great content, of having nice pictures, of sharing the magazine also online. It was super challenging, but now it's a quarterly magazine. You can find also all the articles online. So we created a good network with the print magazine, and today we have to say it's our flagship. And we are well known now with Silicon Luxembourg to have this edition of Silicon magazine, and a good achievement is now people are asking to be featured in the magazine.
Now, Charles, this is your chance. What message do you want to get out there?
Okay, I think the most important message is really try. If you have an idea, just try to launch your idea. I mean, when I started Silicon Luxembourg, it was really a side project for 3 years. And now I'm super happy to run my own startups, to have my own media, my own magazine. But it all started with a try. So just try, and you will see how it will evolve.
We reached the end of the interview. Thank you very much for sharing your questions. Make sure to follow Startup Chauffeur on social media and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Remember, you ask questions, they answer them.